Hi, I'm Dominic and you're watching the 8th scheduled live stream of Dominic's Woodworks. And I have no idea what to tell you. I got a few things, but I realized that during the past live streams I've kept, going on and on and on about things I wanted to do with my channel or thought about changing, or whether the live stream is a good idea and how I can't get enough projects out and all that. And I think it was boring. Well, not for me, because I'm struggling with that, or I'm the one struggling with that, or the one who has to deal with that, or whatever. Sorry. But it's probably not very interesting for you unless you are, struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with, and then see me struggle probably only gets you down. Yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm still wrestling with basically my brand, and I'm thinking about renaming my channel, but I have no idea how or to what, although I'm kind of leaning towards, and that's kind of a big spoiler regarding my internal process, I might be going for get inspired or be inspired, something like that. Just something that would allow me to do a broader range of stuff. I know I can do anything I want here, but people seeing Dominic's Woodworks might assume, probably rightly so, that I'd be doing woodworking. And I mainly do woodworking, yes, but for example, I have this. I think I posted on Instagram months back. This used to be a kind of Tetris block-like piece, and I don't know whether the camera can pick it up, but this is fluorescent acrylic, which means it basically takes the light that comes in on the sides and bends it towards the edges. And you can probably see that it's a pretty neat effect. I used this. Wait a second, I can keep talking, but I need to get off camera for a bit. And yeah, I used the same stuff a while back to make this. I don't know whether you can see it, but here's the yellow, the acrylic stuff, and no, sorry. Yeah, this is, if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, that's the symbol of Pelor, or Pelor, I don't know, Pelor, the sun god, and my wife's character was pretty, the character was devoted to that, and so I had this laser cut. I didn't have a laser cutter back then, so I designed it in Inkscape and sent it off through the internet to a company who does this for a living, and it kind of worked well, I think. Yes, I glued it together, but I also have these pegs here, also laser cut, and it's a nice effect, especially when you have, I think it works best under blue light. We had some LED stuff going on. Yeah, I showed you something not made of wood, and like I said, I got this from a friend. It was a display case where he works and they don't need it anymore. So I'm going to make something with that, and it's not wood. So who'd expect that from Dominic's Woodworks? Maybe you'd expect it from Be Inspired. I don't know. I'm still working on that, and on the one hand, these are things I want to get done. And hi to the chat. I managed to get the screen yet again a little closer. Sorry. And that's what I'm struggling with, and what I just said I wouldn't bore you with again, and I did bore you with it. Hopefully not. Coming back to the idea of doing a podcast, which I mentioned last week, the idea is kind of, seasoning in my brain, and I think I might go for it, but I'll probably do some preliminary work, gather topics, and get an idea of what it is the podcast would be about. It might be about inspiration and things to be inspired about, but again, I have no idea. I'd appreciate feedback on anything I do. And I value your feedback, of course, because especially if you're watching this, well, I consider you inspired, one of my hardcore fans. And yeah, the chances are pretty slim that anyone will stumble upon these shop talks via the search function. So if you're watching this, thank you for your support. Actually, views on these shop talk mean just a little more to me than views on my project videos, although, well, I wouldn't tell that to those watching my project videos only, but you probably get the gist of what I mean. Gravity is active in my shop today. There's a question in the chat about all these stickers, and yes, they sent them to me, and I sent mine to them, and I'm a little behind on putting stickers up. I got a few envelopes, and I got to do that. Maybe I'll do that in the next live stream, but maybe I'll just put them up beforehand and then shout them out. Yeah, it's a sticker trade thing. You send them a sticker, they send you a sticker, or if you don't have stickers to send but still want them, some are selling theirs, others like me are just sending them out like, well, sliced bread or whatever the idiom is. Yeah, and that's this wall basically. Other channels that I'd recommend and tell you to check out if you can make them out. Still, well, yeah, I said I would and I will take pictures of all those stickers and put them up on my Instagram to, well, not all at once, but consecutively in some way or fashion. Hi, back to Portugal, or I should say hi from Bavaria. Where was I? Yes, a podcast. And we'll see what happens to that. But speaking of developing things, I think showing you stuff that I made that didn't make it into an actual video was a nice idea for this shop talk, and it worked, I think, yes, 3 times. The boxes that I just made new ones, wider ones like this, and the bit holder for the rotary tool, and the clampy thing with the many holes, which I'm not using. But yeah, I ran out of stuff. I got many ideas, and some of them would probably fit this description of not enough for a video, but I couldn't find any, or I trashed them, I don't know, but I covered that up by talking a lot in the recent shop talks, but I want to keep it shorter. I'll probably, well, tell you what I've been doing, a little more of that. Yes, I have to mention Patreon, sorry, and that'll be it for today. Then I head over to the chat to just check. Yeah, sure, I can send you stickers. Just send me a private message or an email, dominic@dominicswoodworks.com, and I'll send you a sticker. I'm a little behind on sending them. I have a batch to get ready, and yeah, in the spirit of changing the name of the channel, I might have to get new stickers or some way to use the old ones. We'll see about that. But yes, I'll send you stickers. Just send me a message and you'll get them eventually. So what have I been up to? I told you about the boxes, and you might have seen these. These are basic beeswax candles, or I should say they're basic candles made of beeswax. And I bought these molds a while back. Pretty simple. Put the wick through here with a knot and held by this needle thing on top. Put the wax in, and in my memory, in my mind, there's always this problem with the wax. When it cools down, it shrinks and makes a divot here. Apparently, and these are the first beeswax candles that I made, apparently beeswax doesn't do that. The paraffin wax, the well, the not B stuff does it, and you have to put a little more in and be careful and, well, know that it does it to prevent an ugly candle. But that's also something I could do videos about if it was not woodworking, but overthinking again. What else have I been up to? Yeah, let me take this route. On Patreon I published a sketch that I made, a basic, well, A4 sheet of paper, and I sketched on it with a pencil. It's not actually a sketch that you'd expect in the sense of a 3D drawing or a 2D side, top and front view, but it's kind of my way to develop a plan. It starts, well, now it starts with a title in the center, possibly with a little, well, drawn bits to it, and then I'd list what I want to do, what I expect the project to do, what the basically the constraints I have to work in, and from there I sketch out ideas. It's kind of a little mind map thing. And before you complain, this first sketch that I published on Patreon is open for everyone to see, and I'm still a little vague on how to actually do it. I might release them on Patreon, set to go public 7 days after or whatever, because on the one hand, yes, I want to make money on Patreon, yeah, but I want to do it delivering value to you, so that it's worth your money. But on the other hand, I don't like not giving everyone access to the material, because sometimes there are, well, tangents or ideas listed to solve a problem, and I'll pick one that suits me best, but it might not be the best choice for someone else, and you might get inspired by the other options I listed. We'll see about that. I don't want to get too deep into it now, but the sketch I posted is about shop cards, and I have this idea. I think I mentioned it before, but I think I haven't shown it to you yet, so come with me. And that's the first one. I hope you can hear me. Yuval, hope I didn't butcher your name. You can send me an email or follow me on Twitter. There you can easily contact me, or, well, wait till after the live stream, then we can talk more in the chat. But this is the shop card idea. I hope I'm holding the camera right. And here you can see I got a pot and another pot, and there's molten wax in it. This isn't beeswax. These are actually recycled bits of candle I got from the recycling center, including this nice one. Yes, someone had this nice tree-shaped candle, burned it a bit, and then put it in the wax recycling bin at the local recycling center. Well, stuff happens. So there are small holes, you can open them, and this is basically my hot stuff cabinet. There's room for the blade. This is something for, well, blacksmithing kinda, which I haven't used yet. I saw the idea in a video, I can't remember by whom, but I still have to try it. There's a lot of wick for the candles, a toaster oven behind there, and my welder in a box which I made a while back. It's made from OSB. It's, well, plenty sturdy, I think. And I painted it white because I have another idea to add to it. And while I'm at it, I also got a new table saw, which is kind of a bombshell in a way, because it's a very good and very not cheap table saw. It's a Bosch, and if you know the brand, they got the green ones for, well, guys working at home, and the blue ones for professionals. And yes, I got a blue one because, well, I was kind of getting sick of the slightly cheaper ones that I had before dying on me, and it was a hassle. And this one is especially nice because the fans, it locks in on both ends, and should cover that because they're not paying me. And there you can set it to a certain, well, measurement, and it actually works. You can, well, I like to check, but you can use that to measure the pieces you want to cut. And it's a nice saw, and I haven't been using the previous one I had where the lift failed because for the boxes that I just showed you, I cut a groove in it to accommodate a bottom, well, basic drawer stuff. But for that you have to set the blade to, well, low above the table, so it cuts a groove but doesn't cut through the piece. In the old saw I'd have to remove the side panel, which I didn't screw on anymore, lift up the saw and put pieces of wood underneath to rest it on to get the blade to a certain height. And it was next to impossible to get to a specific value of height, and pretty annoying to do in general. So that's another reason why I got a new saw. And I thought, if I'm getting a saw with the dreams and aspirations I have for this shop, and yes, I'm using it. Where are they? They're on the back. I already used it to make 2 more boxes for use in my bee house, which are basic, well, hive boxes. And they're pretty easy to make. I might do a video about that, but I don't know yet. But on the old saw I made one before, and it was quite a hassle to get everything to line up. On this saw I just set them to the measurements, and well, that's that. Yeah, and I don't have any way of seeing how long I have been streaming now. Yes, it's a long one again, but I hope, like I said, I hope it provided value despite my ramblings. Yeah, please leave me feedback if you have anything to say, constructive or, well, or I don't care about it. But yeah, I'd like to get your feedback on anything you have feedback about. I have many ideas on where to go from here at any given point in time, but well, I want to make things that you're interested in. I want to do more story-based projects, or add story to my projects. And yeah, you probably noticed that I'm making an effort to involve my kids more and make more adventures in the workshop. And I'm rambling again. Yeah, that's it for now. I'll dive into the chat for maybe 50 minutes, then, or well, 10. Hey, I'm late. A few minutes, and then I'll do the German version of this shop talk. We'll see how long I'll ramble over there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching live. If you do, thank you for watching later, if you choose that, or if you do that. Another thing I need to mention for several purposes, or whatever, self-promotion as usual, there'll be another giveaway for my Patreon supporters. If you want to get in on it and have the chance of winning my winged tea light holder, I made a video about that a while back, then, well, support me on Patreon. There are cool rewards, but I have to say that, so check them out yourself, because I'm biased. And I do the drawing on I think the last day of this month, probably live on Instagram, but we'll see about that. No, we won't, because I will. Yeah, I should stop now. Thank you for watching. See you in the chat, and as always, remember to be inspired.